Okay, before we get into any detailed calculations, I think it's a good idea to have some intuition about two scenarios that are completely different fundamentally from each other. But if you don't understand how the two scenarios are totally different, it's very easy to confuse all kinds of numbers, and especially as we get in the world of finances. Any sort of financially related situation, it's really important that you understand whether you're talking about a linear situation or whether you're talking about an exponential situation. Now, those are mathematical terms. Let's look at it. Let's grab a very simple and exaggerated example so you can see the difference. Sometimes the numbers are so close it's hard to tell. So I'm going to give you an example that's kind of ridiculous, but it shows you how these two situations are way different from each other. So let's start over here on the left where it says linear. Let's say you went to just got a job, and your boss tells you the first day of this job he's going to give you $100 that day. And then every day after that, he is going to give you $50 more than the day before. Sounds like a pretty good job. Yeah, I'd take that one too. Now let's see what would happen over time. Day one, you get $100. Day two, if he gave you $50 more than the day before, well, good deal. You're up to $150 for that day. Okay, day three, we'd be at $200. And basically, every single day you work for that person, you are going to get $50 more than the day before. Now, we have done situations like this more times, whoops, terrible drawing, more times than I could count when you come from Algebra 1. Okay, Algebra 1, first semester, it's all kinds of linear situations. So this would be a situation like this where we started at $100, wherever that was, and then every day we go up $50. And so we're always going up at the same pace. Okay, now it doesn't sound like a bad deal. But what if you had somebody who said, you know what, I'll give you $100 the first day, and then I'm going to give you 50% more every single day? Which is better? Some people would rather take the $50 because they understand that number and they think, hey, that's a pretty good deal. Watch what happens here. Okay, day one I get $100. Day two I get 50% more. Okay, 50% of what I made the day before added on. So 50% is half. Half of 100 will be 50. So the next day I get $150. Well, it looks like everything's the same. What about the day after that? Okay, the day after that I'm going to get 50% of 150 added on. What's half of 150? Well, that's $75. So I'm going to add another $75 to this, and day three I'm going to be at $225. Now watch what happens as we keep moving on. If I were to go to day four over here, this would be $250. What's half of $225? Well, that's about $112, $113. So I'm going to add another I'll do it exact, $112.50 to that, and there's my day four. Okay, day four is going to be a lot bigger. I'm going to be somewhere near $340. Okay, a lot of money. So you can see this is growing much faster. This gets big, and it gets big very fast. Okay, and we're going to spend some time over the next couple of weeks looking at scenarios like this, but it's really important you understand, especially when you're dealing with your own money, am I talking about a linear situation that grows $50 every day, steps up like a ladder, same exact amount, or am I talking about a percentage? Because that's a way different situation. Let's think about what this one would look like. We start at the same spot. Everything kind of looks the same. You're like, oh, it looks like it's going to be the same thing. And then all of a sudden it starts to get really big, really fast. Okay? That's a great scenario if you're making money. It's not such a great scenario if you're borrowing money and that's what's happening to the interest that you owe. So keep this in mind as we work through. Are we talking about a percentage or are we talking about a standard amount that changes each day?